What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're all doing well today. Today, you need to ask a question. Have you ever wanted to look just like Linz? A lot of you, the answer is yes to that, because I get a lot of questions asking where can I get the spike paint, etc, etc. So FXR, aka Dan, aka Dirtbike Dan, aka with the help of Ben, they kind of came up with the idea of let's make a Linz public bike, FXR, AJP related, and release it to the public. And it's right here. I think it looks incredibly pretty. It has a chrome effect going on here, which is kind of like it's a silvery blue. It's very blue because obviously the environment around me with the truck's quite blue right now, but it will change a little bit depending on the track that we get into. And you can't do it much justice in the, let's call it pre-game lobby here with how the camera rotates. It's not very smooth, but it does a very, very good job of reflecting the light and actually giving a good chrome effect for once. Ben also released a bike on MXB Mods yesterday as well with a very similar concept right here, and I love the colours that he's used in this one. It's like a pink, purple, bluish kind of colourway, and if we zoom really far into this one, you can see that the actual FXR logo this time is a bit that's reflecting and moving around. I think it looks really, really cool. So shout out to all the people behind the scenes as well that helped to get this chrome feature working properly. And if you want to go and download this bike, I will leave an invite to the Discord server that you need to join. It is the FXR Game Time Discord server, and you will find the bike in the announcements channel. So that will be in the description down below for you to go and join. And all I'm going to do today is I'm just going to see how it looks in game and how we ride and how we feel. I'm going to be playing a track that has been created by a long-term subscriber and supporter, Mr. JB. Have a soft spot for JB because he also used to be involved with the same motocross club that I raced with when I was little. So yeah, close to home, soft spot for JB. And he's got his own YouTube channel as well called Cars with JB. He's absolutely smashing numbers-wise over there. And we're going to see how this goes. This is his third track release. Looking at the pictures and the previews, it seems to have the best texturing job so far. And I'm interested to see how it rides. So we will start, we'll let the game load, and we'll see what this bike looks like in game as well. Now, I've got all of my shaders on, I've got all my lighting on, and like 3D grass, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to bother with the anti-aliasing too much. And I do run a reshade as well. So I'm interested to see what this front fender looks like as you rotate around it. It does still have that nice chrome effect. It's probably going to be quite hard to see on YouTube, just because YouTube compression and such is not ideal. And to be honest, for showcasing this bike, I probably should have picked a track that was a bit brighter, you know, maybe like a JV S track with that sort of lighting. But we're going to try this out nonetheless and see how she rides. Also worth mentioning, probably should have said this at the beginning, this bike is on the just normal OEM KTM. There's no model swaps involved at all or anything like that. So I've had to remove my own model swap just to be able to showcase this for you. So it should be absolutely okay. It should be compatible with everybody's skins, unless you do run a model swap by any chance. But I'm very, very happy. It's nice. It's nice seeing like people being, oh my goodness. It's nice having people be able to kind of rep this as well. It'll be interesting. I'm interested to see when I just end up in public lobbies if anybody is running it. I think that'd be quite cool. And the whole drip, I like my whole setup right now. I think this setup actually looks really quite cool. Orange is a hard color, you know, because there's not that many gears that go super well with orange. But the fact that it's got like the did you see? Hang on. You might have saw that then. Very brief glimpse. Let's get up and over this. At a certain angle just there you go. So the chrome isn't as blue here. It is actually more of like a silvery chrome, which is quite nice. Depending on the area that you're in and where you are on the track, it will change ever so slightly. I didn't even realise. He said almost like a 3D effect around the FXR logo as well, which looks actually quite cool. Does it? It doesn't kind of reflect the sun as much when you're moving around. Oh, no, there we go. Yeah. This bit here, just below FXR and above the AJP stripe, you see it reflecting quite a lot and moving within that area. Actually, very, 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 very techy. Apparently, there's things that you just wouldn't consider when you're making bikes, or things that sound right end up not being right. To my knowledge, when you're making bikes and you're trying to put reflections on bikes, you've basically got your, let's call it a mask, let's say, I don't even know the correct wording for it, reflection map, where anything that's white in your document is super, super shiny, and anything that's black is basically like matte, like no shine to it at all. But apparently when it comes to this sort of effect, it's almost completely the opposite in a weird way, and I feel like we're very blessed in the community to have some really, really smart people that are able to work all these things out and then help share the love and spread it to everybody to then make the game better and everybody have better quality products. So yeah, big W's all around, and I think, oh my goodness, I think it looks very, very cool. I need to learn the layout of this track. The track has some very, very unique jumps. The way that the jumps kind of go back to back. There's like some rollers then into tables, and I'm trying to like send the initial roller and face it onto the tabletop. But let's get back in first person real quick. Here we go. Oh, the kit's all dirty already. God damn it. And I did see someone on MXB Mod saying about this track to probably ride a 450. Apparently some of the jumps on the 250 are a little bit too much of a stretch for them. So we're going to try and ride the 4. That skybox, really, really pretty. Super pretty. Almost too pretty. Let's try and let's ride over here. I saw that there, yeah, there we go. I saw there was like a massive ramp here that you could hit. I did also see someone say that there was an Easter egg somewhere on here in the comments, and he said it was very stinky. So I'm keeping an eye out for like a massive bunch of poo or something. I got no idea. I might not have enough speed for this. Yeah, I do not have enough speed for this. Can you ride on top? Oh, JB. Yes, thank you. Thank God you can ride on top of that. Otherwise, I was about to have a hell of a time. Let's have a little look around the pits as well. I mean, we've got lots of... Oh, actually. Can you hear that? I don't know why the Easter egg is stinky. Okay. If people are doing a massive dookie in the Portaloos to a lovely tune as well. Got a nice little beat to it. And I wonder if JB modelled that himself. If so, very, very cool. Very well done. We've got, so Milton Downs was his name. I don't even think I've even said it yet. But yeah, Milton Downs. Of course, this will be linked down in the description for you as well. Do you reckon... What's the outcome if you do this? So then you said... Okay, so I reckon if you send the first one, you then might be able to send the second one onto the next tabletop. Hey, we might have some big line options here. Let me just go full send. Whether this is intentional or not, I don't know. But let's go yeet. Oh, 100%. Yeah, that was way easy. And then step onto this. Might not be faster because of how high you end up going in the air for that second jump. And then this one as well should check up here, then jump this down. But exactly the same thing because you can jump and clear it on the left side, and then you've got all... This is actually really cool. Really, really cleverly done, some of these extra lines, because it felt wrong on the first lap when I was doing it, but now you actually give it another go and look at it properly. Yeah, you can see there are multiple line choices, even over some of these huge jumps. And that's something that, with, I don't know, I'm guessing this track doesn't exist IRL, some of these lines are pretty insane. With these kind of like custom fantasy tracks, a lot of them do tend to have jumps that are really, really big, which sometimes can take away from... like the flow. Like there's not really many places to gain and lose time when you're sitting in the air for ages, and sometimes it can get a little bit boring because there is just the one line and that's it. But it looks like he's actually taken the time to think about it. Again, like I said before we loaded in, the texturing job on this one, it's got to be his best one so far. The on track looks very, very pretty, and you see he's gone through the effort as well with adding some masking as well to get all the textures looking nice and good. Got a little bit of norm action going on. You can see like the graded look on the track also. Let's jump to the left this time. Linda, please. Thank you. Guessing this is our finish line here underneath. He did say, actually that might not be the finish line. He did say it was built with elimination races in mind. So it could just be oh, here we go. Here's the finish line. Perfect. Lovely stuff. So yeah, exactly what you want for your elimination tracks, where the finish line is just after the start straight, so you just get the one lap and that's it. Let's take the alternative line this time, so step up and over that. I'm going to try and send the next jump as well and downside it on the far left. So I think you should be able to step onto this, which you can. Lovely. Up and over this, step down. Not the longest track in the world, kind of taking it all in at once on that downhill. But it doesn't have to be. I think a lot of time when it comes to nice tracks, it's something that is... maybe a little bit more on the simpler side, but just done really, really well. I think those are tracks tend to hook people the most. I've seen probably the reason, to be fair, why maybe like Walnut and Farm are some of the most played tracks in the game is because they are simple, but they're beginner friendly. They're easy to ride. You can go fast on them if you want to go fast on them. And I'm even seeing, to be fair, after all of the complaining about paid tracks and Fat Muppet selling out, blah blah blah, that people were doing on my Walnut V2 video. I've seen a hell of a lot of servers like populated on Walnut V2, so you know, maybe maybe times are changing. Maybe there's a shift. Maybe people will venture outside of their comfort zone for once and actually give other tracks a go on servers. Who knows? Because yeah, I agree. It does get boring loading up the game some nights. Be like, I really fancy just playing some MX Bikes today and going online, and then you load up the server list and it's yeah, it's the same 5 tracks that are always full up every single time. So nothing new today. I imagine it just gets boring after a while. I mean, probably not the most popular opinion in the world, because I think when you do 3,500 hours of anything, you'll probably get bored of it after a while, whereas a lot of people are still newer to the game, so probably doesn't have that same sort of effect, so they're still learning and having fun with it. Yeah, there's no real lobbies for fast boys these days, unless I go and make announcements in Discord or whatever and say, hey, I'm putting my server up, blah blah blah. There's not really many places you can go to actually like practice and get better outside of like the stock track stuff, which is a very similar vein to when I scroll. If I've got free evenings, sometimes I'll just quickly load up my MXB and be like, oh, is there any races I could potentially sign up for today that I don't usually do? And 9 times out of 10 there is races. However, they're all amateur only races. There's no pro class at all, and it almost just, it sounds like suffering from success. I know obviously pros are allowed their own classes, but it's like, I mean, Ariel has their own. Does it? Ariel does still do AMs, doesn't it? I think it's just the next day. I'm out of the loop. I think it's in its own individual Discord server, so I haven't even been keeping track. But I mean, Ariel has AMs, and then we've got our pros. But outside of that, you've only got a series like Odin, and then not much else has a pro class or is open to all skill levels. A lot of it is quite capped. So yeah, if you get to a certain level of this game, being a certain ability, there's not much you can do on it other than just sit around and grind a little bit of testing, or maybe have a couple of friends in a server, and that's it. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's a rant or a complaint or whatever. It's just more stating the factuals. But yeah, hopefully we can get some more different tracks. This track I think would actually be really good for eliminations. I mean, that was what he had in mind where he put the finish line, and it's fast. It's not too long of a lap time. There's alternate lines, so you can probably gain and lose some time on people. It's just difficult enough with some of the jumps where if you haven't spent 100 laps grinding the track, breezy, then you might actually make some mistakes, and that'll give people a chance to catch up and overtake you. But other than that, really, really good stuff. And I think he's done a really nice job here. And I'm wondering if he's got a bit of a track itch. Because I feel like once people get to maybe like their 3rd or so track, that's probably the point where it's like, okay, they're enjoying doing this now. They're learning new things, and they'll probably keep making tracks for quite some time. Whereas other people might just be like a quick one and done, give it a go. It's like, cool, I've done it. I know what it entails. Probably won't do it again. So yeah, it's nice, and seeing the progression from track 1 to now track 3 is always nice. Fills my heart with joy seeing people improving at track building. Now that they've got the whole chrome effect sorted out in game, do you reckon it'd be cheeky for me to ask for like a chrome red plate, or would that be a little bit too blingy? I don't know what the right word would be for American people, because it's quite UK slang. Yeah, like blingy, chavvy. For anything that's like overly shiny for no reason. You know when like your mum buys something just over the top shiny for no reason, you think it looks like a little bit cringy as well. What's the word for that, where things have to be like shiny for no reason? Or if people buy like really shiny but super cheap jewelry, is there terminology for that in the US, or is that just something in the UK? No idea, but I think it would look cool. And I remember, so when this was being discussed, I was saying to Dan, who runs the FXR Game Time Instagram page, I was like, if only this was done back in 2022 when I was in my prime, because when I won the 2022 Supercross Championship, I got a bike. I had was it a gold plate? I think I had one that had a red plate with a gold number, and then I had one with just like a gold number plate with white numbers. And if we could have made that chrome back in the day, oh, it would have been insane. But to be fair, I think the graphics these days are better overall, that look much better. Not in terms of how the game looks, but the graphics that are on the bike, the graphics that get made for bikes in game these days looks so much better than back in the day. That's no disrespect towards Mr. Chicken. He was doing what he could at the time, but you have to admit, over the last 2 years or so, just the quality of everything, whether it's gear, bikes, tracks, it's all gone through the roof. So yeah, it would be very, very nice to have done it back then, but better late than never, I suppose. So yeah, big W all around to all those that are involved. I think it looks really nice, and it's not really me giving back to community in any sort of way. It's more so the FXR and AJP boys just trying to give something to the community themselves. So I mean, I haven't done anything. I've just sat here. I didn't have to approve a design or anything. I just saw it. I was like, yeah, that looks cool. and now it's available for all of you folks. So again, if you want to go and download it, it is obviously just the bike. The gear itself, I don't know where we stand. I don't know if you'll get any Linz replica gear at any point, but there's a lot of FXR gear and glove packs, etc. coming out on MXB mods at the moment. So if you want to rep FXR overall, then do so. And to be fair, Dan is very, very good with the Instagram, where if you do post stuff on Instagram and you like at FXR Game Time or tag FXR in general, riding the stuff in game, a lot of the time he'll post it up on the story if it looks good enough. So you never know, you might get your 5 minutes of fame that way. But yeah, good stuff all around. I hope you guys have enjoyed as well. More of a much more chilled video today, isn't it? We haven't really like broken the track down properly and like gone hard on the reviewing, or we haven't been like grinding away in multiplayer or streaming. Oh, sorry, no, before I go, I just want to mention about the whole streaming situation. So obviously we've got 2 weeks off of Aerial at the moment. First week is done. We're now going to go through... Actually, is this the second week? This week right now is the second week, so this Friday we won't be racing either, but next Friday we will be. And a lot of you probably expected me to stream a fair bit within that 2 week break. However, I've actually just been going to the gym quite a lot, like almost every single night. I think I'm doing 6 out of 7 days a week and then having 1 day to chill out and rest. And I'm really, really enjoying it. Me and the girlfriend going together, doing different things once we get there, but still kind of doing the same level of cardio and stuff before we split off and do our individual exercises. And yeah, I just thought I'd let you know that instead of sitting and playing MX bikes in my evenings, I'm actually taking active steps to try and improve my health overall. So that is a W as well. So that's the only explanation I have for why I've not been streaming much at all. But yeah, the videos are still coming fairly consistently. Get that done in the morning, upload it, have a little bit of fun in the evening, go to the gym, try and eat well, blah, 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 all that good stuff, rinse and repeat. So now I will sign off. If you've enjoyed the video, please do drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'd very much appreciate it. And I hope you all have a lovely rest of the day, whatever you're up to. I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.
Linz in the zone, never backing down. Riding MX bikes, he's the talk of the town. 2022 champ with a YouTube crown. His game is tight, no signs of slowing down. Late nights, bright lights, he's chasing that fame in the digital arena. Writing his name, she's a 10 out of 10. Supporting his lane, hairline might receive, but his passion's the same.